So we're actually going to start with an announcement from Joseph of a performance you're giving here in the Metro Detroit area for all to come here.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah?
Okay. So there's our neighbors in Oak Park, Congregation Beth Shalom. They have an event every year that they call Cafe Shalom, and it's sort of like they set everything up cabaret style with tables and stuff, and you can get light snacks, and they have different artists every year. They might have a comedian, they might have a magician. Well, this year they have a pianist, and guess who it's going to be?
It's you. You're the pianist.
It's going to be me.
You're the pianist.
So I'm the pianist, and it's going to be January 28th. It's a Saturday evening at 7, and you can buy tickets online. Just go to the website for the synagogue. That's Congregation Beth Shalom. And I'm doing a number of different things, a big variety. I like mixing it up. I'm doing some Mozart, I'm doing some Beethoven, I'm doing Malagueña. I'm doing a virtuosic arrangement of music from Star Wars. So I'm doing a real mix of things. I might be doing some Joplin too. Just watch this space.
Okay.
So once again, January 28th, and just go to the website for Congregation Beth Shalom in Oak Park.
You'll have to Google it, because there's not one, but probably 1,000 Congregation Beth Shaloms in this country.
Yeah, the one in Oak Park, Michigan.
But if you put in Oak Park, you'll definitely arrive at the right one. Well, that's great. Good luck with that.
Thank you.
January 28th, Saturday night at 7 o'clock. And maybe you'll do something like that for us someday.
Hey,
Yeah,
yes.
because we like you a lot.
Oh, well, thank you. Oh,
that.
While I got the microphone, I might as well tell you, we have a concert scheduled here at Congregation for Humanistic Judaism the Sunday before Mother's Day. So it's May 5th, I think it is, and it's going to be a piano trio concert. I'm having the first violinist from the Detroit Opera Orchestra, Elliot Heaton, and his friend, the cellist, Nathaniel Pierce, and we're doing some piano trio literature. So we would love to see you there.
That's going to be great. We don't have Vivace anymore, but we're still trying to carry on the tradition, and we couldn't have a better person, more talented and fun person to do that for us. Right. What'd you say? I didn't hear you.
Vivace.
Vivace. Vivace. That piano is under repair, and that's why he's not there. But that beautiful Steinway will be back in action. Speaking of action, they're fixing the action on it. If you didn't know, you can look that up. A little promo for next week, because I'd like to generate a big audience for it. This morning, I interviewed the author and journalist Emily Tampkin for a pre-recorded interview, which I will be screening here, much the way I did during the pandemic when we were locked down. She is the author of Bad Jews. It is a look at 100 years of American Jewish politics and divisions. It is a wonderful book that I highly recommend, particularly if you if you weren't that immersed in these inner Jewish politics that affect all of us in our American Jewish world. Rabbi Miriam Jerris and I had a very extensive conversations last night about it, and I'm pushing this book hard because I think that this is the kind of thing that in a very easy way you can learn a lot about who the American Jews are, and to examine a little bit our position vis-a-vis each other as a community, as a people, etc., some of what I write about. So that is next Friday night. She won't be with us live, but she gave a wonderful interview today, and I'll edit it and get it up on there and then give you some thoughts about the book as well. And tonight we're joined by Gwendolyn Forrest. She is a friend of our congregation, a humanist, was active with our Southeast Michigan Humanist group for a while, and she wrote this wonderful book and a few others, and she'll give us a little reading of her humanistically minded, I guess, what you call it, free verse poetry. Okay, I'm going to ask you, Arthur, to please turn the screen over. We are not doing a Martin Luther King Jr. service tonight, but it is, of course, the weekend that we think about his teachings. I wanted to share these actually have two readings, but that one builds upon the other, both from the important book. If you haven't read it, I think it's one of these things that every American should read, called Letter from Birmingham Jail. This is when he was imprisoned. The classic picture here, of course, is Dr. King, along with, on his right, Abraham Joshua Heschel, who is a very important civil rights activist and American rabbi, a Holocaust escapee. He got over here in the 1930s. And I wanted to share this reading with you, these two readings, actually. Dr. King wrote in this book, "In a real sense, all life is interrelated. All are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality."
May all who walk the paths of righteousness, who work for the good of humanity and bear the burdens of others, and who give bread to the hungry, who clothe the naked, and take the friendless into their homes, see the work of their hands endure, and may the seed they sow bring abundant harvest.
Neil deGrasse Tyson wrote, "We're all connected to each other biologically, to the earth chemically, to the rest of the universe atomically. There's as many atoms in a single molecule of your DNA as there are stars in the typical galaxy. We are, each of us, a little universe." Carl Sagan put it this way: "The cosmos is within us. We are made of star stuff. We are a way for the cosmos to know itself."
Gamba
Shabbat Shalom, y'all.
Shabbat Shalom.
We live in two worlds, the one that is and the one that might be. Nothing is ordained for us, neither delight nor defeat, neither peace nor war. Life flows, and we must freely choose. We can, if we will, change the world that is into the world that may come to be. Our ancestors expressed this in words that have come down to us through the millennia. Together, keep your together. Oh, they don't have it? They don't have that.
I don't know. I just met this fellow the other day.
Okay, I have a part that's supposed to be for you. Oh, there we go. Keep your tongue and your lips from deceitful speech. Depart from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. Let justice dwell in the wilderness, righteousness in the fruitful field. And make that justice roll down as waters, righteousness as a mighty stream.
Sing the song of people joined in understanding and respect, the song of life's wonders, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come, the song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to live no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Nase shalom, shalom ba'olam. Nase shalom aleinu ve'akol
pardon me, in this community where we find strength and common purpose, we turn our minds and hearts toward all those who need our love and support. Those who are ill, those who suffer pain of the body or spirit, those who are lonely, those who have been wronged. Tonight, our well wishes are extended, and Melanie, if I could trouble you to check in my office to see if my list is either in the recycling or on my desk, because I don't have it, but I know that we're wishing, sending well wishes to Joe Gaydon, to Rabbi Peter Schweitzer. And we add to those names anybody whom you are thinking about tonight. Please feel free to share. Thank you. Anybody else? Yes? Anybody else like to mention a name? May all who suffer know that they are not alone, that we are there. May they be healed quickly. May they experience a refuah shlema, complete recovery, the renewal of their bodies and the renewal of their spirits. I'll let you take this one, Maestro. I'm going to go find it.
מקום הכוח בתוכנו, מקורות הברכה מעברותינו. May the source of strength that dwells so deep within us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Shalom. מקום הכוח בתוכנו, מקורות הברכה מעברותינו. May those in sickness healing know refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Shalom.
This is one of my favorites. Nizkor, in memoriam. When I'm struggling with the fear of my own death, or with grief over the death of someone I love, what comforts me most isn't philosophies or ideas. It's the presence of someone who loves me, just sitting with me silently, letting me feel what I have to feel, not trying to fix it or make it go away, but simply being with me while I feel it. It's the presence of someone who loves me, letting me know that I'm not alone. And by their presence, being part of the foundation I can come back to when the feelings pass.
Our thoughts turn to those who are no longer with us, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every people and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. We recall now our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have taken into our hearts with our own. Tonight, we mourn the recent death of Gilbert Franklin, together with the art sites that we observe for Josephine Burke, Marion Gaber, Norm Parker, Rose Schneider, Vivian Jean Brown, and Rose Adler Brown. If there's someone whom you're thinking about whose name comes to mind. Thank you. Anybody else? Over here, Miriam. Did we miss anyone? Yizichram livracha. May these precious people who are no longer with us be recalled with love in memory. If you can do so comfortably, I invite you to rise as together we recite our humanistic interpretation of Kaddish. Nitgadal v'nitkadash beruach ha'adam. Let us dignify and ennoble all people in the spirit of our shared humanity. Let us acclaim the preciousness of life. Let us show gratitude for life by approaching it with reverence. Let us embrace the whole world, even as we wrestle with its parts. Let us each in our own way take up our share in serving the world and seeking truth. May our commitment to life help us to strengthen healing of spirit and peace of mind. May justice and peace permeate and comfort the house of Israel and all those who dwell on earth. And let us say, Ken Yehi, may it be so. Please be seated. So just a little advertisement for not just next week with Emily Tampkin, although I hope that you'll give a lot of consideration to coming to that. I think it's going to be an interesting, I think you'll find, I already know it's interesting because they did it already, but I think that you'll find it interesting, and then I'll give a few words about the book. You can purchase it anywhere, Amazon and so forth, but we won't have it here for sale. The following week, we are going to hear from, which is the 20th, no, next week's the 20th, the 27th, we're going to hear from Professor Pamela Aronson, who, if you recognize the name, is the daughter of Ron Aronson. Pamela is going to talk to us about her research on Gen Z, Generation Z, the Zoomers as we call them, and the effect that the pandemic has had on them in so many ways. This is a talk that she's given all over the country and on various newscasts and cable news networks. So I hope that you'll make an effort to attend that too. I think it's a very important topic for us to understand. These are our next generation coming up, our teens and our college students of today. The millennials are already yesterday's news, I guess. That's how you know when you're getting up there, when your kids are the millennials and they're already on to the next thing, right? Following that, the next week we'll hear from Bruce Hillenberg, our own member, who has been studying Musar literature. Musar literature is the literature of ethical and moral decision-making that Jews have been writing for a very, very long time. And there's a lot of humanism in it, even though it came out of a religious and pious background. And he's got some things and interesting things to say about it. And then the following week, I'll be talking about, and probably will know much more about by then, the judicial, quote-unquote, reform that's taking place in Israel, which may indeed see us unable to ever use the words, if you are able to use them even now, the only democracy in the Middle East. There are going to be many, many tens of thousands, they expect maybe 50,000 or more in the streets of Tel Aviv tomorrow night. So I'll let you know what that's all about and where they are with it. And hopefully they will be not on an advanced track to getting rid of the third branch of government, which is incredibly important there when the executive and the legislative are one branch, as it is with most parliamentary democracies. I first met our guest tonight, Gwendolyn Rose Forrest, when she came around here as part of the Southeast Michigan Humanist and also the feminist humanists of our area. She is I'm going to read from your biography online. She self-identifies as a Black African-American global citizen who affirms humanity's similarities while acknowledging differences. She's worked in the public, private, or nonprofit sectors in Detroit, Atlanta, Portland, Chicago, Denver, San Diego, and Fort Worth. You lived in all those places? That's fantastic. Former social worker, civil rights and human rights advocate, economic development administrator, employment and training coordinator, research director, and certified fundraising executive for colleges, universities, and not-for-profit organizations. She is a true humanist, a feminist, author, and activist. She enjoys writing, line dancing, you'll have to tell me more about that one another time, and yoga. And she's written a couple of books, actually 3, but 2, I believe, are with this poetry that you've done, right? All 3 of them are, okay. I've only seen 2 of them. And in many ways, very much like what we read on Friday nights, these kinds of thoughtful ideas about humanism. Please welcome for our reading tonight, Gwendolyn Rose Forrest. Absolutely take off the mask.
Well, hello, everybody. It's good to be back amongst a group of humanists again, because it's been a pretty long time with the pandemic and all. And I want you to know how delighted I am to be here. So tonight, my reading is taken primarily from my third book, and the title of that is The Born Good Enough Mindset. Although the overall theme helps us realize that we are born good enough, the book does not shy away from the realities of life, such as warfare. From time immemorial, warfare has been the most uncivilized and cruelest activity engaged in by humanity. So tell the youth the truth about warfare in Armenia, Guernica, China, France, England, Poland, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, and the River Kwai, from where over 600,000 did die. Also, tell the youth the truth about warfare in Korea, Vietnam, Cambodia, Colombia, Iran, Rwanda, Somalia, Afghanistan, Bosnia, Croatia, Serbia, Syria, Sudan, and Russia's insane warfare in Ukraine. Additionally, tell the youth the truth about Wounded Knee, South Dakota, Greenwood, Oklahoma, and the Twin Towers that ceased to be, as well as fatal Flight 93. Finally, tell the youth the truth about modern warfare, for it is more destructive and unfair, with more long-term negative effects on Earth, population, and climate than any warfare is worth. All of the aforementioned atrocities may make us doubt humanity's capability to live together peacefully. But if we tell the youth the truth about these atrocities, their destruction, suffering, and pain, then possibly other such atrocities will never happen again. In the meantime, however, we must understand that no man is an island, nor is any woman or child. So do not let "I did it all by myself" thoughts beguile. In society, everybody is dependent upon one another. None are independent of each other. Consequently, it is best for all humanity to view society in this way, for interdependency definitely holds sway. Yet for all of our interdependency, we do not always act in our best interest. For example, there was a time we smoked ourselves and others to death until we awoke out of breath and determined smoke would cause our death. Similarly, a detriment to the public good is a lack of ethics and equity prevalent in the profit over people tactics and policy. So to protect the public good, let us not throw shade or put a Band-Aid on profit over people public policy. Instead, let us make people public policy primary. Until this is accomplished, however, what are your priorities? Do you long to live like celebrities who live luxuriously as they please? And do you try to fill your void with things such as pricey cars and diamond rings? Priced moderately, costly, or cheaply, material things can't make you happy. Whether too few, too many, or enough, all your material things are just stuff. When your life runs amok and all's amiss, becoming one crisis after crisis, you cannot count on material things to see you through life's twists, turns, dips, and dings. So discern what counts in the scheme of things and appreciate the important things, such as being able to lift your head, cleanse, clothe, feed yourself. Is that enough said? So adopt an endowing attitude. Fill your void with good deeds and gratitude. Perversely, it is the insignificant things we blindly covet in the scheme of things. It is also a fact that everyone has a life story to tell, with parts on which one does not like to dwell. Each story is poignantly personal, or each is autobiographical. So what is the theme of your life story? Is it one of trial, triumph, and glory? Or is it one of defeat and despair? Is it a tragic tale going nowhere? To change your life story takes the right stuff. It takes your dreams, but your dreams aren't enough. To make a success of your life story, add deeds to dreams of triumph and glory. Granted, life is full of certain uncertainty, for it is an unfolding mystery. Whenever we feel we've figured life out, it certainly does rekindle our doubt. When we die, uncertainty goes away. Alive, we must live with it day by day. We do not control all of life aspects. Our controls over efforts, not effects. Yet curbs on our control too often go understated, while control is stated so that we assume responsibility for the effects we do not decide wholly. Control over efforts and not effects makes life uncertain in certain respects, but lacking in certain uncertainty, lackluster and limited life would be. So, from the mouth of erupting volcano, spews scalding hot lava that flows, obliterating old landscapes and creating new landscapes that last temporarily. And we are cast into this world of change and uncertainty. Here, all things may rearrange momentarily, so we do not know precisely what will occur or will not be. Nevertheless, we are born good enough with a native creative stuff, which includes a sense of hope that helps us to cope in a world of change and uncertainty. For it also is a world of possibility. And in this world of possibility, do you feel out of sync or out of place, as if suspended somewhere out in space, or at the mercy of a fickle fate, either born too early or born too late? Do the things that once brought satisfaction now cause discontent and aimless action? And do you constantly self-medicate or shop till you drop to lift your mind state? If you answered yes, your life needs changing, conciliating and rearranging so that it proceeds harmoniously with your ever-evolving destiny. While your destiny is set to some degree, it is not set unilaterally by the cosmos or by your wants and needs, but it is fueled by your dreams and deeds. So when you dream, do not dream timidly, and never dream dreams narrow-mindedly, but dream bold dreams with your mind open wide, and with your destiny be satisfied. Your deeds also fuel, they maximize whether or not dreams materialize. So the fueling of your destiny, it falls squarely within your authority. However, you don't decide the details surrounding what your destiny entails. Thus, your ever-evolving destiny, in the main, it remains a mystery. But with dreams, deeds, and the cosmos daily designing your evolving destiny, your life's tragedy is not that you die. It's using fuel too feeble to fly. So what type of fuel are you using? To please, appease, or belong and not be exiled? Is your life controlled by things you learned as a child? Are you harboring childhood hurt on the inside or from a former toxic relationship high? When trying to please or appease someone else, do you disguise, diminish, or deny yourself? When responding to the questions posed above, consider what you want your life to consist of. Next, alone in silence, strip away your facades, pinpoint your purpose with which you may be at odds. Now pursue a purposeful life with all your heart. Stripped of facades, authenticity will restart. And authenticity means following the personal path. The personal path down through the ages has been a path that awes and amazes. Without fail, it consistently does lead past known paths when the stout of heart take heed. It's not a path for the coward or weak, nor is it one the conformist would seek. Once on this path, one cannot go backward. The only option is to go forward. Meandering through secret spaces where personal discoveries are made there, the personal path may be hard to find, but it is knowable to the heart and mind. The personal path fans out far and wide, but its departure point begins inside of each of us individually, and each of us must search for it personally. The personal path, when all is said and done, is a path sought and trod by only one. So to fulfill your unique destiny, a personal pathfinder you must be. Nevertheless, too many of us are told to conform, and if we do not conform, we are told that we are less than, and too many of us believe it. Yet, not one group should be made to feel less than, for all humanity make up humanity. So it is imperative to take this stand on the issue of inclusivity. No one should be made to feel less than, for existence validates one's worth. All should be made to feel that we can achieve our full potential from our birth. So do not believe that you are less than, for existence validates your worth. Instead, believe that you can, or you can, achieve your full potential on this earth. Believe you can because the thoughts you think form a magnetic field, pulling to you what you intensely feel, starting when you, the conceiver, conceives, ending when you, the receiver, receives. So pull to you seemingly miracles by adhering to these two principles. On what you do not want, don't concentrate, but on what you do want, elaborate. In times of trouble, in times of sorrow, in times when you can see no tomorrow, in your darkest and most desperate hour, direct your thoughts. Thoughts have pulling power. Also, because we do not live in a bubble, we are not free from trouble and the stress and strife of life that at times can run rife. Although a storm of adversity may cause us trepidation, without hesitation, we must maintain positive thinking. Negative thinking forebodes of defeat, but positive thinking keeps us on our feet and keeps the overcoming of adversity a possibility. As a result, with positive thinking and possibility together, a storm of adversity we can weather. Equally important, our thoughts create our mindset. The born good enough mindset is a mindset based on the proposition that regardless of culture or country, human beings are born good enough with innate creative stuff, and their existence validates their worth on earth. So we do not need someone to say we are worthy in some way. Moreover, the born good enough mindset is a self-affirming, self-actualizing mindset. Consequently, when we love and value our own worth, we are more likely to love and value the worth of all human beings, other beings, and the earth. Another consequence of the born good enough mindset is that our mission in life is to continuously develop our unique, innate creativity, not to abuse it, but to use it to benefit humanity, other beings, and the earth. Granted, we had no voice in where, when, and to whom we were born, or under what conditions existed before we exited the womb. Post-birth, we have little or no voice in how and when we will exit the earth. Nevertheless, while we are here on earth, we have a voice in whether or not the life we live will be a life of worth. So, when the moment has brought a state of affairs we cannot dismiss, for our reaction might imperil the consequences sought, at this moment we must insist upon weighing the peril against the promise. Should we make a move or stay in our groove? While we may not know what lies ahead, we can go with the flow or be stymied by dread. So we must understand as best we can both the peril and the promise, for it may be just a matter of time after completing a perilous climb that we reap the reward of the promise, should not we not relent and cede to the weight of the moment. Therefore, just because our circumstances are at the lowest bar, we need not let our circumstances dictate who we are. To succeed presently, doing things differently is the change we need. So to those of us living in the city and those of us living off the land, there is no need to wallow in pity if this we heed and understand. We can change our circumstances by planning to start at the minimum and arrange our advances to arrive at the maximum. Also, our circumstances make advances when repeatedly these two things we do. That is, implement plans judiciously and be sure to follow through. And following through also means when we come across life's crossroads while going along our way, a decision at life's crossroads quickly comes into play, because at life's crossroads we may linger but cannot stay. Stopped in our tracks, we can contemplate going back the other way. While we may yearn, we cannot return, but we may vacillate the time away. When thrust upon the cusp of a decision holding repercussions for us, the precision we take due to what is at stake is as crucial as the decision we make. So at a crossroad, we cannot shirk a decision to turn left or right, but past the crossroad, if our decision does work, we learn that all along our decision was not wrong, but right. Importantly, as a consequence of each choice we choose, we win or we lose. So how do we choose the best choice we can choose? Within each of us resides an inside guide, and if from it we do not hide and choose a choice from the outside, we position ourselves to win, for the best choice comes from within. So, regardless of when, where, and to whom you are born good enough with innate creative stuff, and your existence validates your worth on this earth. This is your birthright. Among other things, this means you can use your creativity to create the life you want to see. So about the way you walk, talk, look, where you come from, or when surrounded by negativity, brook no feelings of inferiority, for you are a necessity to humanity, other beings, and the earth. In conclusion, have no illusion about your worth, and do not dismiss your birthright breezily. Own your birthright super seriously. Like wildflowers, we are meant to bloom any hour of the day, in every way and everywhere if we dare. So know it is in your power to bloom like a wildflower every day, wherever you may, and have fun reaching for the sun. Because we are the dreamers dreaming our dreams. So we possess the know-how, if not the means, to turn our dreams into reality now. And it is up to us to do so somehow. While at times it may seem we may not succeed, we also are deemers of that which we need. So let us deem we need to press on, and then press on until our dreams dawn. Also, keep in mind that we cannot live in the past, for the past has passed, and in the past must remain. So the past is not ours to regain. Similarly, we cannot live in the future, for no matter how long the future may last, the future never comes to pass. Therefore, it is futile to face backward, yet fruitful to face forward, for the future holds possibility. So face forward toward the future, while simultaneously allow living in the here and now. Remember, to yesterday we have no access, while entering tomorrow is a futile quest. Within today is the only time in which we fit, so let us make the most of it. Now we'll have a brief meditation. So close your eyes and take a deep breath. Go on, close your eyes. Relax your jaw, your arms, your hands, your legs, your feet, and repeat after me. I was born good enough, with innate creative stuff. And my existence validates my worth on earth. Therefore, I develop my innate creativity. Not to abuse it, but to use it. To make the earth better than it was before my birth. Additionally, I love and value me. For I am of worth and a necessity to humanity, other beings, and the earth. Now open your eyes. In conclusion, be aware that at some time, someone may say that you are less than in some way. At another time, you may be lauded for making it, but you feel you are not good enough, for you are faking it. Yet you do not need someone to say you are worthy in some way, for you are born good enough with innate creative stuff, and your existence validates your worth on earth. Additionally, with the born good enough mindset, you have no desire to get down and dirty by disparaging someone else to uplift yourself. Instead of hate, disharmony, and theories of conspiracy, peace, harmony, and self-actualization are your motivation. So in times good or tough, when the going is smooth or rough, know you are worthy. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yes.
You want to do it? Sure.
Sure. Hi.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. The poem was fantastic. It was, and it sounded to me like rap music. Does it appeal to African American churches or congregations with young people involved in it? Because it's very rhythmic and very like what is happening as far as music is today.
Well, I haven't spoken to any congregation other than the Humanists.
This is very humanistic stuff.
So, although I have made some presentations at a park and poetry outing and various places like that, and it's been quite well received.
Is there something in your background that, why are you so sensitive to that? Your history, some superiority, so to speak?
No, not personally, but I'm observant and find out, well, you hear it every day on the television or radio or whatever, just in people talking. People do not feel good about themselves. They don't feel worthy enough to maybe pursue their dreams or do what they want to do, or they let other people lead them around because they don't think they can think for themselves. And well, in a way, it just kind of bugs me. Because, so I think maybe that's why.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've heard it.
So thank you again. Thank you.
Thank you.
We only heard a little tiny bit and only on one topic, but I want to recommend the book because I sort of just bought it blindly at I don't know, some event. And there's all kinds of things in here, little short things and longer things. They're all meditative. They're all humanistic. And I really want to thank you, Gwen, for sharing them with us tonight. It's beautiful sentiments and and a reminder that, you don't need, like, obviously this isn't going to go into churches, but there's a place in people's lives for this kind of, we do it every week, but a lot of people don't think creatively and poetically and musically about humanism. They tend to view it as so sterile. We're going to conclude with this beautiful song by Debbie Friedman. May we know peace? I think I have all the lyrics right this time. I've rewritten the song 5 times. May we know peace as we go on our way. May we be guided by love. May we be blessed with health and joy. May this be our blessing. Shalom. again, thank you to our guest, Gwen. Thank you, Joseph, for your beautiful music. To David for the streaming. For Arthur for the sometimes getting this thing done. And to all of you, Shabbat Shalom. Join us for our Oneg. What's that? The books were...